Hello, and welcome back to Animal Crossing, where today we're going to be saying goodbye to Deirdre and going on a 100 ticket villager hunt. So today I am looking for, hopefully, I would like Kid. I'm also looking for Rosie or Bob, or perhaps even Sydney or Yuka. So those are my my top 5, with Kid being my top pick. So with any luck, I'll find one of those. Goodbye, Deirdre. It's been lovely having you. I believe she was one of my originals. But I have my 100 tickets and I'll see you at the airport. So, goodbye and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, and it's the very next day. The plot is open, so let's see who we find on our very first island. And here we are. So, I decided to go on this villager hunt because if you watched my last episode on Cupid, I did a little gameplay, and during it Deirdre did ask to move, so this is a little bit impromptu, but you know, why not, since the opportunity arose. Anyway, here we have a Wolfgang, so I'll just say hello to him, even though I do know who he is. I do love my wolves, and also this is an interesting island, isn't it? To start with, I wonder which one it is. I don't have the list in front of me, and maybe it's Trash Island. It's a great one to start with. Perhaps we've got some good luck. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope. So just in case you weren't aware, my island is a couples theme, so I'm looking for pairs. I have Sherb on my island, and I think Kid would be a great company for Sherb there. This is Timbra, so not whom I'm looking for, but I do love the sheep, and I've never had Timbra before, but she's a very attractive looking sheep, so maybe one day I'll get her on my island, but it won't be today. And including that spot today, I have 3 spaces open, so that's why I'm also looking for the other 2 pairs, potentially. Either I would like Rosie or Bob, or maybe Yuka and Sydney, since I think they look quite nice together. I think that monkey over there is Simon, so I'm not going to say hello, I'm just going to keep on going. But preferably maybe even though I would love Rosie and Bob, I love them, maybe Yuka and Sydney would be better, so I can have 2 pairs of same-sex couples on my island. So far, not so bad, and the weather's really nice on these islands. It's been a nice change since I've had quite a few rainy day villager hunts. And are you Kurt? Let's ask. You are Kurt. For some reason, I thought Kurt was going to be spelled with a K. I'm right on the name, I guess, but for some reason, I would have spelled that wrong. Never mind. I'll grab that bottle and see you on the next one. So if I don't find one of those 5 within the next 100 tickets, I think I could quite happily take a settle, because I'm in no rush to finish my island. I've only done the entrance build, and yeah, I've been so lucky with my villager hunts. I don't have that many spaces left already. Anyway, that is Coach, so I am just going to turn around and go straight back, since he's definitely not one that I would like. And before I forget, here we have a golden gear apparatus. I already have this recipe though, so never mind. Hopefully there'll be a good villager on the island instead. And it is Tia, I believe, and she is quite cute. I don't think I'll take her though, but you know, that's a good settle. But perhaps in the sort of 80 ticket range, I will consider what sort of I don't want to call them spares. What settles I will settle for, I guess. Okay, and here we have a waterfall island, so I guess that means I have my ladder on me. If this starts to take a bit too long, I can always leave that behind, so it speeds up the process a little bit. And here we have, that is it Eunice? I just have to double check, because, is that right? What is your name? I don't think it is Eunice. I've completely forgotten. Hello? Kashmir. I'm so sorry. I feel like I should be more sorry to Eunice. Since you're just a bit of a sad looking sheep. I don't really like that sheep. I like all the others, but honestly, Kashmir looks very unwell. I think it has something to do with the sort of like half-lidded eyes and the green skin. It just says sickly to me. So currently, as I'm recording, we're still waiting for the July Nintendo Direct to be announced. Normally they only announce a couple days before the actual drop. So we are getting to the late few days of July. I'm hoping it will be soon, since there isn't much of July left anymore. Now, I think that is Caesar, so I'm going to keep on going. I could be wrong about the name, I'm sorry if I am, but I definitely don't want a gorilla for this island. So I have seen the new Pokemon Direct. I do like Pokemon. I don't know if I'll be playing it on here. I definitely will be in my own personal time, and it looks good. I'm very excited about that, but honestly there aren't that many other games that I am interested in, especially other than Animal Crossing, so I am waiting to see if we have any news for that. However, I have seen loads of videos going up, loads of leaks about other games, lots of other creators really excited about the Nintendo Direct that should be coming in the next few days, hopefully, fingers crossed. So yeah, lots of hype. I'm really excited to see when that comes out. That was Frank. I did say hello, but didn't really acknowledge him any more than that. So next island. So I just want to ask you guys if there are any games that are coming to the Switch that you are interested in seeing. So I have heard lots of new games apparently dropping. So if there are sequels to games that you're anticipating, if there is anything good that you would like to play. This is Admiral, I believe, if I'm correct. Yes, I am. I already have 2 birds on my island, so I'm not too fussed about having a third. However, I am a little bit more attached to my birds now that I have Ace and Midge. I think they're quite nice, actually. I have had Piper before, and I did like her. Yeah, Admiral's not too bad either. Maybe I do like the birds. I am wondering if that is slightly influenced by the bird that me and Tofu rescued outside that was struggling in our Great English heatwave. So perhaps that has influenced my refound love of birds. Not that I really know anything about birds, honestly, but yeah, it is nice to see them out and about. By the way, there are tons and tons of birds outside flying around. They're all the house martins, so hopefully one of those is the one that me and Tofu rescued. Anyway, are you Kit or Carrie? Carrie? Yes, I was right. I wasn't certain if you couldn't tell by my voice. So yes, I don't think I'll bring you with me, since I'm not super fond of the kangaroos, honestly. Yeah, I just am not. I prefer the single males rather than the mothers with the sort of baby in the pouch. Speaking of this heat wave, it has finally started to calm down a little bit. It's gone down to around 22-24 degrees. I know that's probably not an awful lot for an awful lot of you out there, but for us that is quite a lot. And anyway, who is it I have here? I'm thinking of the wrong names entirely. I went to Quinn, then I went to Frank, and I can't think of your name, even though I know I had you on one of my islands. It's Avery. I'm so sorry, Avery. You would look great on Tofu's desert-themed island. But yes, I'm sorry. I should have really remembered your name. I'm just thinking about how warm it has been. So yeah, it did get up to, you know what, not even like very hot, honestly, like 32, 33 was probably the warmest we've had to deal with so far this year, and we really do struggle as a nation to cope with anything higher in heat than that. And honestly, I'd say that we struggle with the heat mostly due to our infrastructure. We don't have a lot of aircon, especially in a lot of older buildings. There is no aircon. I do feel very sorry for any of the school children. A lot of classrooms do not have aircon. So I have heard that some schools have had to shut down essentially and let the children be collected by their parents, as they have a desk fan per classroom. So even if you're used to that kind of heat, often a desk fan's not really going to cut it. Anyway, I believe this is Bella, and it is I've not seen you in a little while, Bella. Not that I would bring you back with me. I really do wish they gave the mice a bit of a glow up, since it's not just the sort of look to this mouse in particular, but I do think the actual model could do with a little bit of cutesying up. But anyway, besides the point. Yeah, so we don't have a lot of aircon in our buildings, so it's a lot of a struggle. We're mostly a cold and a wet country, so it does tend to catch us by surprise when it's so warm outside. One of the places that come to mind about being very warm anyway is the London Underground. So if you don't know, the London Underground, or the Tube as it's known, is essentially just a subway of trains, and it is very warm down there. There's no aircon, and as you're descending to the underground, it feels like you're walking slowly into an oven. The heat is very much trapped underground, and it's awful. It's obviously not always like that. It's only in this sort of like heat wave in summer, but it's really uncomfortable. So I know a lot of my audience are American, so perhaps you don't know what I'm talking about or what that's like. I assume a lot of Americans have more of a cooler aircon subway. And if I didn't mention beforehand, that also includes our homes. Our homes do not have any aircon. So yeah, a lot of people are having very uncomfortable, sweaty nights in this heat. They're not sleeping properly, and they're getting quite agitated, let's just say. And here we have the lovely Fauna. I have her currently on Bramble, so I won't be picking her up. Honestly, I'd be very tempted with Diana. I think Diana would suit the theme of Couplecore so well, but she's not on my list. Perhaps she'd be a settle though. So let's keep going. So I'm just thinking about who would be great with Diana, and I actually think Chelsea would be a great couple for Diana. So maybe if I can't find anyone good and I happen to find Diana, I would pick Chelsea to go with her. I believe she's one of the amiibos though, so I would have to get the card out and scan her in, but that would be another same gender couple. Anyway, I believe this is Walter, is that right? No, it's Rooney. I think Walter's maybe the grey one. I'm sorry Rooney, I got your name wrong. Again, I'm not a big fan of the kangaroos. I actually don't mind him since he's a male kangaroo, but I do think his boxer aesthetic really doesn't work with a lot of my builds. He's definitely more citycore, of which I have never tried before, so maybe one day, but not today. And I'm talking about all this heat, and I have no idea how to do the Celsius to Fahrenheit. So I apologise there, I don't know what the conversion is. Hopefully you guys can have a little look if you don't know sort of what temperatures I'm talking about. Anyway, is it cherry over here? It is, and I've completely blocked your face off with this tree. Oh. What happened? Okay, am I back? I just sort of wiggled the wires a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't keep happening. Okay, hopefully this is all fine. Can you see? Well, you can't see Cherry now, can you? She's still behind this tree. Okay. And let's keep on going and hope that that doesn't happen again. Maybe you guys got the picture and maybe it was just me who didn't. Hopefully that's the case. If not, hopefully we're not missing anything. I've only done 17 tickets, so there is an awful lot more to go. I imagine that is just me because it was recently that I did actually dust everything. I took everything off the shelves, I gave everything a good dust, and I did the same thing with the setup here. So perhaps I have like wiggled one of the wires a bit loose, and so hopefully it doesn't keep happening. And that is Pate, so I am not going to speak to her, I'm just going to keep on going. And fingers crossed, it's just a little technical difficulties we're having here. So that just reminds me that we have had this set up here for basically as long as we've had the channel now, both me and Tofu. So for about 2 years, this laptop it's my laptop, and it's literally just sat on this table. And I used to bring it with me everywhere. I'd bring it to the living room, I'd bring it to the kitchen, I'd play games, that kind of thing. And now it is purely a recording setup. I hardly touch it at all. And this is Panseti here, so nice to see her. She's actually quite a lovely pig, but not one that I'm looking for, but I will pick up this bottle. So anyway, yeah, it's now a dedicated recording space, and I do miss it sometimes. I miss being able to watch like YouTube on my laptop rather than my phone, but what can I do? I don't want to mess around with it too much. I do actually have an old laptop downstairs, and we were still using that quite regularly, but unfortunately I think it has breathed its last breath. It already had a snapped neck if things weren't bad enough. And that is Fauna once again. I believe that is my first duplicate, but what a lovely duplicate that is. Anyway, yeah, it seems to have finally died fully, and you know what, it's been a long time coming. Not only did it have a snapped neck, so the screen would not flip up, it simply would not support itself any longer. Yeah, it's probably like 10 years old or something. So it's quite the ancient brick by now, and it certainly wouldn't be able to play anything, even like The Sims. I think it would be way too much. Even like Minecraft, I don't think it would be able to support. So it will be missed, but you know, not as much as the one that I'm currently using to record. So there is Kashmir once again. I remembered her name because I only just saw her, but here's another bottle, so let's quickly have a look. And first up we have a wooden toolbox, and I don't know this one. And second up is an ironwood chair, which I also don't know. So that's great. The laptop that I'm recording off of right now isn't like anything special, honestly. It's not like a gaming PC, a gaming laptop or anything. It's just a simple HP, I believe it's the Pavilion. It's not really like a latest up to date, but it does great for just doing these recording sessions. I have said this before and I will say it again, but you really don't need anything special to start recording. I do have a decent microphone. I would recommend investing a little bit of money in that, but the recording software is free, that's OBS, and it's not really expensive to get a capture card anymore. So this is Scoot, I believe. And yeah, if you have a little bit of money and time to set aside for those sort of things, I would definitely recommend it. I have really enjoyed recording videos, even if it's just for my own enjoyment, honestly. So yeah, if you're thinking about it, just give it a shot. And if you're watching and you are a content creator, you have a few videos, why not just let me know down below. Just pop a little comment down there and I'll definitely go across and watch it, because why not? I do like to watch other people's Animal Crossing content. Anyway, I believe that is Snooty the Anteater, so I'm going to go ahead, turn around and go to the next island. Okay, and let's see who we have on this one. Hopefully it's someone good, and it is, are you Becky? You are Becky. I'm starting to finally not get you and Plucky mixed up quite as often as I used to. I just have to remember Becky is a sort of purple colour. Anyway, at least it's someone new. Let's go to the next one. Speaking of Animal Crossing content, I actually really want to do some interior design, so I should really get through Happy Home Paradise, the DLC, on this Switch, so I can start doing some interiors. So perhaps I will do that off camera. Anyway, are you Annalise? I was not going to say that. I was not, I'm sorry. I was actually going to say, I don't know why I was going to say like Phoebe or something. And then I went Penelope, and I was like, no, those names are completely wrong. So, Annalise, I'm very sorry. You are lovely. I do actually think you're very like I don't know, complementary like colours. That chocolate brown and that pink, I think, look lovely together. I just don't have an island where I think you're quite suiting. It's pretty obvious I've never had Annalise before, considering I can't even remember her name, but that is quite a nice character, I wouldn't mind. I have, however, had Cephalobot before. I believe he was a move-in. I can't remember what island that was, but I definitely have had him before. So I am just going to go to the next island. I need to speed this up just a little bit. I'm quite behind schedule. I do have to be careful when I'm recording that a 100 villager ticket hunt doesn't turn into a 3-hour session. So I do have to pick up the pace just a little bit. And that is Zaka over there, so I don't actually need to go ask his name. But yes, it can very quickly turn into a 3-hour sit down, which is also a very long video when it comes to editing. And that is also one of the reasons why when it does start to drag and it does start to look like it's going to be several hours, me and Tofu like to put a little break in the middle. Sometimes we'll go have some dinner, sometimes we'll go out for whatever reason. We might need to go shopping or whatever. And so yeah, a little break in between does help. Anyway, this is Deli. I'm not going to say hello, but I am going to pick up this bottle. I've actually seen quite a lot. I don't usually pick up so many. And this time it's some small cardboard boxes, which again I do actually need, so that's fantastic. And of course I do enjoy my quick fire round, since that allows me to rest my voice a little bit instead of talking the entire time, since 3 hours of talking is actually quite difficult. And we have Anchor, and I do love her, and I want you on my other island. I just don't want to take you home right now. That is unfortunate because she is lovely. I think she'd look great on my other island as well. I'm doing a museum themed island, and so Anchor would work perfectly there with a Egyptian display. So if she turns up again, maybe I'll bring her home with me, even if it's just to bump over to that island. But I really don't think I should give up so soon on Cupid and do that instead. I've only done 30 tickets, so let's get this last one out of the way, this next one I should say, and do a quick fire round. Okay, and here we are on the next island before our quick fire round of 10, and I believe that is Derwin. So a lovely duck. I'm not looking for a duck though, and I guess I'll jump straight into it. So I'll meet you on the first of the quick fire rounds. And first up we have Peaches the horse, followed by Dizzy the elephant. Up next is Shari the monkey, followed by Dora the mouse here. Halfway through, and here is Faith. And up next is Annabelle, followed by Gonzo. And here we have Bud hiding behind this tree. Second to last, and we have Plucky. And finally we have the lovely Harry here to finish up with. So that was my quick fire round. I did see 2 koalas. I saw Faith and Gonzo, but unfortunately neither were the koalas that I wanted. I didn't see any goats unfortunately, so I've still not found kids, and none of those were particularly I guess tempting for me. Anyway, I do believe I've done 40 tickets. I think I'm going to drop off my ladder now, and hopefully that will help this villager hunt get along a little bit quicker. So I'll be right back after doing that. And I am back after leaving my ladder behind, so hopefully these next 60 tickets will go a little bit faster. First up though, we've got another dupe, so that is Zucker for, I think that is the first dupe, or have I seen him twice now? I'm not sure. But anyway, on to the next island. I'm also hoping this won't take me too many tickets, because I have generally been quite lucky when it comes to villager hunts on Cupid. And here we have Bianca, so I do believe I've seen her as well, so that's 2 dupes in a row, but never mind, I've not had too many dupes so far. I am still holding out for Kid though, but I don't think I've seen any goats at all. However, I have seen a couple of koalas, and this is Eugene, so actually I'm just going to leave him there and continue. I've only seen 1 cat as well so far. To be fair, it's a very, very nice cat, but I would love to see Bob or Rosie if possible. And that over there is Celia, so I'll be leaving her behind, but it's always nice to see Celia. I do quite like her. Okay, and here we are on the next island. And who do we have here? It's Marlo. I think dropping off the ladder really has sped up this process quite a bit, so that does help. It also really helps when I remember their names, so I don't have to wander over to go and ask. Unfortunately, who is this? Is this Candy? I'm not 100%, so I am gonna go and ask. And it is Candy. I really don't know the mice as well as I would like to know them. Does she have a mouth? Is it on the other side of her head? I really can't see it. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. And also, I was wondering if it's potentially a lot faster on the new Switch 2. I do believe the loading screens are shorter, so perhaps the actual villager hunting is actually a little bit faster also. I can't personally say I've noticed that the loading screens are that much faster, to be honest, but if I do say that there is something I do notice, it has to be that the original Switch seems so much smaller than the new Switch 2. It is almost like going from a phone to a tablet. It's that kind of drastic. Anyway, that was Eric, and I do love him, but I am going to have to leave him behind. And by now, we should be getting close to the midpoint. Almost. I have quite a few more tickets to go, 52, but we're very close to the midpoint. So let's see who we have here. That, I believe, is Spike. So I won't be checking, I'll just be turning around and going back to the airport. On to the next one, and let's see who we have here. And I'm seeing a rabbit. I believe that is Carmen. Is that the first rabbit I've seen? I think it might be, which is quite surprising considering I have almost done 50 tickets. However, I don't think I've seen a goat still, so maybe it's not surprising after all. Okay, and we are halfway done, so let's see who it is. It's our first goat. It is Nan the goat, I believe. I will just double check that. Is it Chevra or Nan? It could be Chevra actually. Hello? It is Chevra. I'm sorry. You're not on my list, unfortunately. You are very cute though, and I do believe you were suggested, but I wouldn't mind a same-gendered couple. Her eyes are adorable. I never really noticed before, but I am going to leave her behind, so let's just go. At least I have seen one goat though for this entire villager hunt. Let's see who's here. I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's Bam. I didn't see him until he popped out between the trees there. I've seen quite a few deers, so maybe Diana will be the one that I bring home, if she also deems worthy to turn up during this villager hunt. I have no idea why I said deems worthy. I feel like it's because I've been playing another game and it's got very old-timey English in it, and so I think it's kind of like seeping into my head a little bit. Never mind, I'll talk about that later. But here we have Victoria. I'm pretty sure it is, but I am just going to make sure, and it is Victoria. So yeah, speaking of old-timey, that's a very old-timey name, isn't it, Victoria? But let's keep going, and hopefully I'll shake that speech from my head. I would like to get this done though, because I honestly wouldn't mind doing that interior decorating. So, oh, Cephalobot, if you can see him over there by the tree, just disappearing behind the cliff. Not a great, not great considering I would like to finish this a bit sooner rather than later. I think that's the third time perhaps I've seen him now. The only problem with the interior decorating is that you have to do the entirety of the DLC, and after you've done it a couple times, it does get quite tiring. Anyway, that is Marina, and that's several octopuses I've seen in this short couple of tickets. And I do think I will probably do another quickfire round a bit later on, but I'll leave that for now. It's another mouse. What's your name? I think it's Petri. Shall I check? I will check. Hello. I should really know your name because Tofu seems to really like you. I think he would like you on another one of his islands, so maybe you'll turn up there. I do like the different coloured ears, and it's probably one of the best mice, honestly. It's certainly better than like Candy or Cheddar. So far though, I've not actually seen anyone overly tempting. It's kind of a surprise. Oh, and there is Nan, so that is the other goat. Again, not the one I'm looking for, but at least I've seen a couple now, and I'm pretty certain on the name since the other one was Chevra, so I think that one is Nan. And moving on to the next island, and let's see who we have here. Hopefully someone good. It is Paolo. It's nice to see you, Paolo. I've actually been enjoying watching Tofu's old Animal Crossing gameplay of the, I believe is it the GameCube version of the game? And yeah, it's been quite a lot of fun seeing all of the characters that I'm used to, but in the old graphics. So yeah, and I received the nod of approval that it is indeed a GameCube game. The only reason why I hesitate is because it's actually being played on the Wii. So for a moment there, I wasn't sure, since I didn't play or own either of those two previous games. And that is Rooney over there. We saw him earlier. So thankfully, I remembered his name this time. I actually do remember the Animal Crossing Wii game coming out. But unfortunately I was quite young, and so I just didn't have the money for it, and I don't believe I could convince my parents to buy it for me either. So I did go without, and here we have the lovely Lucky. Hopefully that means I will be lucky. I am still holding out for kids, but I still have quite a few more tickets. I'm not going to worry too much, not until this next 20 are gone, and then maybe I'll start really considering what settles I might settle for. Okay, and here we are on the next island, and let's see who it's going to be. It's kids! Here we are! Okay! I wasn't actually expecting him to turn up quite as soon. I was actually expecting this to be 80 plus tickets at least. So that is amazing. I'm hoping that Lucky really was my lucky charm there. So let's talk to him again and make sure he's going to move on to my island. I don't want to get, like, you know, over excited and then completely forget to ask him. I've not done that yet, but I'm sure it will happen eventually. Good idea. So I'm really glad you're welcoming me like this. I'll jump through the normal hoops, I guess. So what are they? I see I have to contact Tom Nook. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, we have a lovely new couple in Kid and Sherb. I'm sorry, I should stop running around in circles, but that really did catch me off guard. I think they'll make a really cute couple as well, especially with Kid being very sort of like chill and sort of more of the sensible one, and I can imagine Sherb being a lot more goofy and a lot more childish in a little way, but you know, in a good way, a bit more fun and a bit more playful. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Once again, I've had fantastic luck when it comes to my villager hunts on Cupid, so I only have 2 more places left now, and that will hopefully be for either the couples I'm thinking are Sydney, Yuka, Rosie and Bob, or maybe even Diana, and Chelsea. So let's go home, make sure he's moving in, and I'll be right back. And here we are. So it is Kid. I do believe I might have had you on Pastel for a very short stint. I can't really remember now, that was a while ago. But I'm really glad to see you here, and this island is really quickly coming together. So I'll do a quick recap of whom I have on this island. I have Kid, I have Sherb, I have Audie and Chief, I have Midge, and I have Ace, Peanut and Filbert. With the 2 that I'm planning on moving out next will be Bill and O'Hare over here. So an almost completely colourful, adorable island. I'm really happy with that. Unfortunately, Bill and O'Hare here are sort of like this darker brown colour, so I don't think I'll be keeping either of them, just because they don't really fit with the theme that I've got going on here. But no offence to them, they're not too bad. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't expect it to be so successful, so I really am happy about that. I'm really surprised and just really happy. It all turns out very well. Anyway, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you made it this far. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So remember, MumsyWord, goodbye.